14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Here we go, episode 53 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM. Willimantic Today Facebook, Spectrum 192, and this is kind of a historical moment. I think those of you who follow Hometown Threads, either on the radio or YouTube or Spectrum, wherever you watch it, as I said, a little historical day here. We'll never forget episode 53 because it's the first ever edition of Hometown Threads on location. And before we bring in our special guest, first of all, I think you can tell where we're coming from. Grounded Coffee, well, those on the radio. I forget we have radio here too, not just doing the video thing. We are at Grounded Coffee, 869 Main Street, Willimantic, and we have the owner and the founder, is that correct?
Yep, co-owner.
Co-owner and founder too? Yep. Okay, Steve Bacchiacchi. Did I get it right?
That's it.
All right, Steve, we'll get to you in just a sec. But I'm so excited about this. A couple weeks ago, I'm getting ready to wrap up my day. I'm always thinking about the show. Runs, every Tuesday, 5:05 on WILI. And of course, Willimantic Today, Spectrum 192, brought to you by Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. And I'm thinking, how else can we grow the show? We're doing it a little over years. It'd be great to take it on the road on a week-to-week basis. And Grounded Coffee was the first place that popped in my head because this is such a cool vibe, intimate location. And as we bring in Steve Bacchiacchi right now, tell us how many years has Grounded Coffee been here in business on Main Street in Willimantic?
Well, thank you very much for having us. I feel honored and I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I think this is really awesome that Grounded gets to be featured the first time on tour, whatever you want to call it.
I like that, the Hometown Threads tour.
There you go.
We've done such a great job with it,
Yeah.
and it makes me want to come here like every day and just read a book and sit here for hours and just forget about life. And
I think that's what we do best. Yeah. So we've been here 7.5 years now.
Has it been that long?
Yep. Yeah, 2016. Just only 8 years in September. It feels like a lifetime. We've had obviously different iterations along the way with throwing COVID in the mix, but it's been amazing. It's been fast.
Yeah, I tell you, and I have a lot of questions for you. But yeah, speaking of COVID, how'd you guys navigate? I have to ask a lot of my guests this. How'd you navigate through the COVID era, the pandemic there?
Yeah, no, I always break down Grounded into 3 different life cycles because there was the beginning, which I'm sure we'll get into, kind of how we started, and then there was navigating COVID, and then there's what is the last few years it's been, which has been amazing. But yeah, it was a struggle.
Well, good idea. Let's take it from, and I want to learn all about you, Steve Bacchiacchi, as well. But take us. By the way, we should mention it's a perfect time to have this show too. Not only because we're on location at Grounded Coffee on Main Street, Willimantic, but it's also the beginning of Taste Two Towns Week, which Grounded Coffee is a participant. We'll get to that. But all right, take us back to 2016. You're the co-owner. Tell us about your other owner. How did Grounded Coffee, Main Street, Willimantic, get off the ground? And what was this building before all that?
Yeah, so I guess it kind of started way back in 2014. Me and my wife now, Victoria, she's been around since the beginning. We were traveling in Australia, so we spent a year in Australia and Southeast Asia. And while we were there was these amazing coffee shops. Just amazing vibe, really good coffee, not pretentious, just really good environments, really cool people. I went to business school, I went to Bentley almost 10 years ago, actually over 10 years ago now. So I always wanted to open a business, I always wanted to open up a restaurant. From Australia, a coffee shop was okay, I can do this. We came back to Willimantic, we both worked for Horizons over in South Window.
Steve Daly, a good friend of mine who's the voice of the Horizons commercial, yes?
Yep, great place. I still sort of work a little bit with them, but amazing company, my wife still works for them.
Shout out to Chris McNamara too.
Chris McNamara,
she's been on Hometown Threads.
She's a huge part of the story of Grounded. So anyways, we both worked for them. The Kerry Gallery right next door.
Yeah.
My wife worked there, so I would walk by this building, and at the time, 7+ years ago, it was the Victorian Neighborhood Association. They just had a bunch of stuff in here. It's where they would meet once a month. Bob Horrocks was the owner of the building at the time.
Horrocks, yeah.
Unbelievable guy. Shout out to Bob, he's fantastic. So he owned it, and then I was like, this is the perfect coffee shop builder. So I kept walking by it, and then I started talking to Chris McNamara, and she's like, yeah, I can get you in there, Steve. I'll talk to Bob. So I came in here, and I was like, all right, this is it. So
right when you walked in, you knew you had the plans in your head. Like you knew.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like carpeted, and there was a bunch of old furniture and stuff in here. It was completely different. So then at that time, I was like talking about opening a coffee shop, and a guy that I worked with was like, hey, you got to meet my friend Nick. So Nick Bentley, he's the co-owner. He's the coffee portion of this business.
He's the coffee, what are they, connoisseur?
Yep. So like end of 2015, me and him met in Willie Brew for the first time, and just started talking shop. And he was like, he had all the ideas for the coffee.
You mean you didn't go to a coffee shop to talk about opening a coffee shop? You went to have beers?
We went to a brewery, yeah. Which is funny because at the time Nick was only 20 years old. He was like, hey, I can't even have a beer. So it was great. So that's how it started. And me and Nick kind of talked, and I was like, I knew the business stuff. I started looking for the money, but his coffee was like, that's just what we sell. That's what we sell here. That's what we pride ourselves on. So he was like the creative brains behind the process, and I was the driver of it.
So you're like the business guy, and he's the coffee guy.
Yeah.
Tell us about. I got so many questions. What flies off the menu here at Grounded Coffee?
I mean, at this point, the lattes, we started out like trying to serve the best. I mean, we still serve the highest quality coffee possible, but it was like, black coffee, and we really pushed that kind of thing. And then people like sugar in their coffee, and we decided like we got to just start mixing up with the lattes. So like the maple latte, the honey latte, all those are just those are our money makers. That's what people come in for. So yeah, but the coffee, and I think one of the big drivers of what we do here is we wanted it to be, we were never in it to make a lot of money. It was always like, let's have a place for the community, let's have a place that helps everybody. It was about the people, and all the coffee that we kind of source in Grounded, it's expensive and it costs a lot, but we know the people who are roasting it, and we know those people who we know the people, they go to the farms, they ensure that the coffee is like grown fairly, people are paid fairly.
These guys do their homework.
So all those people you see on the shelves over there, they really, really care. And it's like kind of a message that we've never fully pushed out there as Grounded, but from day one we always were like, we only serve coffee that we know these people are being treated fairly. And that kind of extends to our menu too. We use all like local vendors. Our bagels,
like who?
Our bagels are from Bagel One. Our baked goods are from Zest down in Stonington, but also Faith Cafe over in Columbia. We get a lot of our stuff from the food co-op. We use Mountain Dairy for our milk and our eggs. So we really try to source pretty much everything.
You really are about the community.
Yeah.
See, you learn something every day, and we're going to get to know. And we're talking with Steve Bacchiacchi here, co-owner and founder of Grounded Coffee, 869 Main Street in Atlantic. And it's just so great to learn that a lot of that stuff you just named that just proves you're really about the community. That's awesome. And of course, this is Hometown Threads, episode 53, brought to you by Liberty Bank. Be Community Kind. And it's great to be here at Grounded Coffee, first ever edition of Hometown Threads, on location. Okay, Steve, I know obviously you like coffee, so do I. What's your favorite kind of coffee?
I'm easy, just black coffee. That's it.
Funny you should say that, because for years I've been drinking coffee, and up until I'd say 2 or 3 years ago, it's not doing my water. Up until about 2 or 3 years ago, I started drinking my coffee straight black, and I got to tell you, I love it. I do that at home. I would do that if I come here, anywhere, whatever. But I used to make fun of buddies of mine that would drink it black, and I always have flavored coffee, put sugar in there, a couple equals, whatever. And now I'd say about 3 years ago, it's just, isn't it healthier for you? Black coffee, is that what they say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I drink black coffee every morning, and that's my breakfast, to be honest with you.
You have so many creative lattes over there. I mean,
you can't go wrong.
You must change it up every now and then. You have like a maple latte or whatever, right?
Yep, so we have some amazing people who work here that they're kind of in charge of the different
Give a shout out to your staff too.
Yeah, Willow, Daisha, Aiden, Latifa, Paxton, who just left. He was a local favorite here. He's going to Eastern full time now, so we wish him the best of luck. But yeah, they're incredible, and they're the ones that make the seasonal lattes. Right now, it's a spiced mocha.
It's kind of a skill, is it? I mean, it seems like it's kind of hard to put together a latte like that.
Yeah.
Tell us how tell us how you put that together.
Yeah, the latte art is.
Yeah, latte art.
I think people come here for the latte art, and that is a skill. And I think those who know or those who've come here know that our baristas do an incredible job of drawing like the little flowers and the little hearts.
Wow.
But yeah, making the coffee it's an art form. It's like actually brewing the coffee is, but then the time that they put in making the flavors and the different kinds of drinks is
So it's amazing. I mean, I never until we're just here we are discussing this. So if somebody were to come here and apply for a job, by the way, are you looking for
We
anything?
put it out there. We're okay at the moment. We'll see. That could change really soon. So yeah.
So I assume there's some kind of training that goes down, like for you to be a barista, and as you said, those designs they make and all that.
Yeah. I mean, that's like our. We have the espresso machine, which is like our baby. That's where our money is made, and so Nick is the coffee guy, like I said. He's the one that trains.
No Nick trains.
And it's a process. Yeah. Learning how to taste coffee, brew coffee, make the coffee, do the latte art. It's not an easy thing.
What's the hardest one to make? Is there a hardest one to make, or?
I think just steaming the milk, and so the lattes, are probably the hardest, just because the perfect shot of espresso. We really pride ourselves on that. So kind of mastering all those skills takes some time.
This is great. It's great to be here at Grounded Coffee. It's like a couple weeks ago, I'm sitting there going, we gotta grow Hometown Threads a little. And as I mentioned before, talk show, coffee shop, and we're also pleased not only to have Steve here, but Steve has given us the green light to make this the unofficial Grounded, shall we say, home base for Hometown Threads. So from week to week, we'll be visiting other businesses and learning about other people, but you'll see us popping back here at Grounded Coffee, 869 Main Street, Willimantic. And let's talk a little now about Taste Two Towns.
Yep.
This, I believe, is the third year?
Third year, yep.
So have you been a part of it every year? Or?
Yep. This is our third time doing it as well. And like one of the things I do is I serve on the Willimantic Downtown Neighborhood Association Board.
Oh yeah, tell us a little more about what you do around town.
Yeah, and they're kind of the drivers of this, them and like the Mansfield Downtown Partnership or whatever they have there.
Right, because it's Willimantic and Mansfield restaurants. Yeah.
Willimantic and Mansfield. I think there's, I don't know, I want to say, I actually don't know the number, at least 25.
Or about what, 25, I think? About 25 restaurants.
I think it's about 25 restaurants. Like a good chunk from Willimantic, I know Stone Row, Willie Brew, Trigo, Fenton River. There's some great places, some great food, some great drinks that are being offered. It's from now until February 11th. Each place offers some kind of different menu item that they're featuring.
What will you be featuring?
Yep, so we brought on the Chipotle Bagel Sandwich, which is a jalapeno cheddar bagel from Bagel One, cream cheese, chipotle sauce, cucumber, turkey, and salad greens. And
So that's the featured
that's the sandwich. Yep.
featured sandwich for Tasty Towns for Grounded Coffee.
Yep.
Will you have a featured drink or?
Yep, and we're gonna do, I think it's like a strawberry latte, and it kind of, because it rolls in with Chocolate Fest as well on February 10th.
That's right, Chocolate Fest. Yeah.
So we're gonna have the strawberry latte also as the featured drink.
Very nice. I gotta know. I know it's the first time you and I have met face to face. We're Facebook friends, but that's why I was able to message you about this idea. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. How old are you? If you're sorry to ask.
I'm 32.
32.
I was 24 years old when I started Grounded.
That's awesome. Congratulations. So, 25 years old, you started a very successful coffee shop with Nick, of course, your co-owner. I mean, it's been, what'd you say, 7 years now? I wake up every day going, oh my God, I can't believe I own my own coffee shop.
Yeah, I mean, most days, yeah. Some days I've been like, why do I own this company? But no, it's amazing, and I think it's amazing what it's become, and it's amazing what it's done for the town. And people come to me all the time and say, Steve, you really did such a cool thing for the town. It's like just somewhere where people can come and hang out and meet, and just a nice place on Main Street to kind of we get so many students from Eastern and UConn.
Eastern UConn come down here.
Finally getting them onto Main Street.
I see a lot of people studying in here as well.
All the time, yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing we hear all the time is, Steve, you need more seats. And yes, we do. So.
Well, I will say this: it's January, but I have experienced your outdoor patio.
Yes.
In the summertime, it's a great place to sit. So when the weather gets better, definitely take advantage of the Grounded Coffee outdoor patio.
Absolutely. We tripled the size almost with that outdoor patio. It's a beautiful space. Parking garage right there, so we got right where to park. You can walk right into our.
That's right, the parking garage. I want to thank J. Matt Rupa, our producer, for setting up. We got interns Tyler and Dan. Our Art Robotham, our CEO, is here for this historical moment of Hometown Threads, and I got to speaking of the parking garage.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to admit this because the radio station's right down the street, so we all can do a lot of walking. Matt asked me, have you been in the parking garage yet? No, the parking garage. We didn't need to. We parked right outside, but yes, we have a beautiful new parking garage, and I'm sure people use that when they visit Grounded Coffee. Go ahead and give us. We should probably. I just found this out. You guys, what are your hours and the days that you're open? And all that?
Yeah, we're open 7 days a week. Monday to Friday is 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then Saturday, Sunday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, you're all over social media, right?
Yep.
You're going to be on WILI more too now with Hometown Threads, and we're very excited about that. So, where did I can ask this? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Stafford Springs, so not too far from here. I came to this area because, like I said, Horizons. I worked their summer camp in 2012. Kind of stuck around ever since then. But yeah, so my family's fairly close, but Willimantic's kind of become my new home, and I love it. I think it's got so much potential.
Yeah, it really is coming alive, and it has been coming alive for quite some time. And of course, Taste Two Towns, major part of that. And it's just, I could literally sit in this place all day. Because personally, I love coffee, but I just love the smell of a coffee shop. It makes you, right now, just makes you want to come here and chill, play on your phone, whatever. But excuse me, speaking of coffee from a personal standpoint, I have a Ninja at home. Now you're the coffee expert along with co-owner Nick. What can you tell me when I'm at home and I'm lazy, I haven't done this. I guess I could go on YouTube and what's a creative drink I could do with a Ninja? Do you know anything about a Ninja? I don't mean to put you in the spot if you don't. That's fine.
I don't think I do, actually. Is it like, I mean, I know there's a Ninja blender, but is there a Ninja coffee maker?
Yeah, and I didn't know anything until my wife picked it out too. We used to, we're big coffee drinkers. But what are some of the names of the machines back there that produce this magic? What we call coffee?
I mean, so I would say if you want to make some really good coffee at home, finding a good espresso machine is difficult unless you want to spend a lot of money.
I was going to say, probably.
But we always, in the shop we sell the AeroPress, and we've sold like different pour-over methods. So if you've heard pour-over methods.
I was about to ask you, what are things you sell? You can come in here and pick up.
We used to serve like single cup pour-overs, but it just took time, and the busier we got, it wasn't really worth it. But
what's a single cup pour-over?
So it's like you can get there's a Kalita Wave, it's called. There's the AeroPress. There's a Chemex, which I think is pretty popular out there. And it's just basically you make 1 cup at a time. So it's called the pour method because you pour in the water and you're doing the whole thing. It tastes unbelievable. It's great, but it takes time. So me personally, I just have like a batch brew machine at home.
I wonder what you have at home. You have just something simple?
Yeah, just simple, just like a coffee pot, a good grinder, and just obviously our coffee from here. And you get good enough beans, you can't really go wrong.
So there are times, I think we joked about it earlier, there must be days you're like, no, I can't live without coffee on a daily basis. Art could attest to this too. Matt sees me walk around the station, I always have coffee. But there are days you wake up going, I can't have coffee today. Because, you run this shop, but there must be days you're like, or are you like me, you just need coffee?
No. I say all the time, I always say when I'm in here, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go decaf for a week, I'm going to do no caffeine.
Decaf, no way!
It's impossible, man. It's impossible. So, no, I drink coffee every week, and I'm spoiled because on the days I don't want to make coffee at home, I can just roll in here and get an amazing cup of coffee. I know one of the things we have never really advertised too well, though, and what was it? Last year, we won Best of Connecticut Coffee Shop.
Tell us about this.
Yeah.
Best of Connecticut Coffee Shop?
Best of Connecticut, coffee shop. And I know, I can't remember who won it this year. We obviously didn't get it this year, but we won Best of Connecticut, and I think We never did a good job advertising that.
Why is it? I was gonna say it should be on the wall.
I
right
know.
here.
You know, this is my New Year's resolution. Is really because this place is amazing, and sometimes I'm like, oh man, I really gotta just talk about it more.
You should. You should be very proud of this.
Because people are really proud of it, and people really enjoy it. But like, we do a lot of really cool things, so that's my goal for this year. That's why I'm so happy that you asked me to do this. Because it's like, yeah, we gotta start talking about ourselves.
You know, I will say this too. Yeah, I mean, you definitely should start. We're getting ready to close things up. First of all, I have a couple quick questions as we get towards the end. Yeah, you guys have always flew under the radar, and I'm like, Grounded Coffee. That's it. We got to start talking about it more. Real quick, because I had two more quick questions before we close the show. Who designed this? Was it you or Nick? Or was it a combined ideas?
Yeah, that one I'll give credit to my wife, Victoria.
Victoria,
She's
okay.
Fashion designer. She's the style, and obviously with input from all of us. Nick had some ideas, I had some ideas, so it's like a collaboration. And over the years, like the staff who've worked here that we really like shared their ideas, so it's a collaboration.
I'm trying to think. The coffee shop on Friends. Wasn't trying to. Did you get any ideas from there? I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of Central Perk, right?
I always wanted a couch in here, but no. Never.
Well, you tell Victoria she did a wonderful job. You and Nick just keep up the great work. Before we wrap things up, with Steve Bacchiacchi, the co-owner and founder of Grounded Coffee, on this historical episode of Hometown Threads. This is where I let my guests give shout-outs or thanks to anyone who's names of people who have meant a lot to you on this journey.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, I think I mentioned a couple. Bob Horrocks, great guy, local guy, owned the building. Me and Victoria now own the building, but he was a huge instrumental piece of Grounded's history. Nick Bentley, he's the co-owner. Chris McNabo, she was, a big part of us opening. Who else? Just all the local vendors. Bagel One has been such a great partner over the years. Mountain Dairy. Andy Goot's been a good resource from Stone Row.
Mm-hmm.
David Woolner I met when we first opened. He gave me some good advice when we first started.
Yeah, he's great.
The town's great, and they really want to. The businesses that succeed really want to help each other, and I find that to be amazing. People always ask, like, Steve, what if another coffee shop came into town and say, that would be great, because that means...
Love this guy's attitude.
That means we would be doing, because every good town has multiple coffee shops. So
what a great attitude.
One day, yeah.
Getting to know you and about this place and the fact that you're not... He's living proof that he's all about the community, because you just named all these other vendors that are... It's all inside... Grounded Coffee is all about the community. And... Taste Two Towns, go ahead. In the last, I know we're running a little over, Matt. What do you want to push? I know you want to repeat Taste Two Towns Week, what you're pushing with that, and anything else in Grounded Coffee you want to push.
Yeah, I mean, I think just Taste Two Towns, so it's obviously running today through February 11th. We have the Chipotle bagel sandwich and the seasonal latte. Come check out all the local businesses and really just take a look at the coffee that we serve. I know it's more expensive than probably the coffee that you can get in the Stop and Shop or your local grocery store, but you're literally making an impact when you're buying our coffee because these people really care about everybody along the process. So that's kind of the big push that I want to have for Grounded. It's all about the people, and we really do care about everybody. We want everyone to be treated fairly, paid fairly, and just a place that is for everyone.
Great attitude. I couldn't wait for this show. All weekend I've been so pumped up to do this. So big thanks again to Steve Bacchiacchi, co-owner, and come see Steve, Nick, and the crew here at Grounded Coffee, 869 Main Street, Willimantic. And well, that'll do it for this historical episode 53 of Hometown Threads. Big thanks to Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. Thanks to J. Matt Rupar, interns Tyler and Dan R. Obotham. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week. And in the words of the great Roddy McCumber,
bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.